What's up guys, check out my music channel and merch, both links will be in the description down below. Thank you for watching. Alright, so I'm going to apologize in advance if I sound a little bit weird while I'm recording this video. The other day I just got my wisdom teeth out, so I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm also on a lot of medication, so I could sound like a complete idiot, but just bear with me because this is going to be a fun video, and hopefully it's not too bad. So to put things as plainly as possible, the 2020 MLB season might straight up just be f***ed. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for like the last week or so, or if you just don't really care, the Miami Marlins and now the St. Louis Cardinals seasons have essentially been placed on hold due to COVID-19 breakouts within their clubhouses. The Marlins have been reported to have something like 20 confirmed cases and are desperately trying to piece together a somewhat competent roster so they can actually play. And the Cardinals, their situation is still kind of new and developing, but as of the time of recording this, they have something like 5 confirmed players that are tested positive, along with coaches, but there's still more coming in. And this whole mess right here leaves us with a few big questions. What the fuck happened? What could have been done to prevent it? And where do we go from here? So at this point in time, and although this is very unconfirmed and more just along the lines of speculation than real information, it seems like the Marlins and Cardinals situations were almost entirely caused by a severe lack of giving a shit that there's a pandemic going on in the world right now. So, apparently, and I must stress that this is not officially confirmed, before opening their season, the Marlins decided to go out partying in Atlanta after their final exhibition games, which may or may not have included a trip to the local strip club where the team was exposed to COVID. And you read this and you hear this and you're like, dude, are you actually fucking kidding me? You know, normally I would say this sounds like a crock of shit, like a bad plot in some crappy baseball rom-com movie. But when there's 20 guys on the team with the virus, clearly they were doing something wrong. And although they may not have gone to the strip club for sure, they definitely went out and did something. Now the crazy part is, it doesn't even have to be a bunch of guys that went out. It could have been just one guy who then came back and infected everyone else. And if that was the case, if it was one guy or a small group, can you imagine how big of dickheads they feel like right now? One thing led to another, the whole situation snowballed out of control, and now that entire team is just fucked. Now, as for the St. Louis Cardinals, things are very recent, so not all the details are out or confirmed, but I did see some rumors on Twitter that members of the organization went out to a casino and were getting a little bit lit before subsequently getting infected with the virus. So not too different from the Marlins situation at all, if this is indeed the case. Now, only time will tell just exactly how accurate these two accounts are, but the main message is clear. Players on the team were being very irresponsible and have come dangerously close to shutting down the whole operation and ending the 2020 season before things can really get into full swing. So now the big question is, where do we go from here? We've had 2 of the 30 teams deal with outbreaks, just straight up pausing their season altogether. How does the league make sure this doesn't happen to yet another team? Well, one would think that a team of rational-minded adults would see the situations that unfolded in Miami and St. Louis and think, oh, we better be careful. This is serious shit. But I have a strong feeling this just isn't going to be enough to get the job done. You know, I get these athletes are grown-ass men, and they should be able to do whatever they want. But the league needs to place some kind of restriction on what they can do in their free time, especially when they're on road trips with the team. They should not be able to go to places that are COVID hotbeds and go party and get lit, because they run the risk of infecting way too many more people, and it's just not going to work. You know, how exactly the league could restrict their activities, I'm not entirely sure, but they have to do something. You know, make a rule that says they have to stay in the hotel. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. At this point, it's way too late to pull off a bubble type maneuver, like what the NBA or NHL have set up. And even though that probably would have been the best course of action for the season, take some notes NFL, it's way too late to implement this. So the only realistic option left here is for the league to limit where these guys can and can't go. And like I said, I realize these are grown-ass men who should be responsible to make their own decisions, but just based on what we've seen so far, that hasn't been the case. Another big issue is with the testing. If you guys remember back in the beginning of the season a couple weeks ago, right before opening day, Juan Soto tested positive pretty much hours before the first game of the season. And you cannot have tests taking that long and having that much of a delay if you expect to keep guys healthy. If the league wants to stay on top of this stuff, they have to get their testing situation right. They have to get the results a lot quicker because there's a blind spot there from the testing period to actually playing. And if you have guys infected in that, they're not going to be able to tell what the hell's going on. You couple that with the already big breakouts we've seen so far, and things are not looking too good for 2020 unless MLB makes some big changes and gets on top of their shit. So what's going to happen for the rest of this year? We've had one full-blown outbreak, another potential mini outbreak, and it does instill a ton of confidence that 2020 is going to be able to be completed. And we all know by this point that Rob Manfred absolutely despises the game of baseball, so him ending the rest of the season is not too unrealistic. And from a safety standpoint, it might unfortunately be the best thing to do here. I don't think any of us want that. I mean, what kind of nihilistic fuck are you that you want to see your favorite sports league get shut down? So MLB, get your shit together fast and soon. Overall speaking, they've had low positive rates before Miami went and ruined everything. So it does show that this can work. It's just players have to be on board, they have to behave, they have to take the protocols seriously, and honestly, I'm surprised they're not wearing masks during the game either. I think eventually we're going to get to that too, but the only way we're finishing this season is if they improve the testing, the players follow the guidelines, and then maybe we'll get to see this one play out. You know, if anything, just ban the Marlins for the rest of the year. It's not like they were going to be good anyway. But if they really did act up and just go out and party and now they got everyone infected, they should be disciplined. Probably won't happen, but what the fuck, whatever. So please just get your shit together. We all want to see the season get finished. What do you guys think the league should do? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let's try to have a nice discussion. Do you think it's doomed? Do you think they have to set some new rules in place? Let's talk. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.